Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another political episode. So, we gotta talk about the 2024 election once again. We are never going to stop talking about this. This is a huge presidential election, the most important and most crucial American presidential election in American history, believe it or not. And we're going to continue talking about it until, the Dems did in January, about January 6th. And it's going to drive the Dems crazy, but I can care less. We were going to talk about the precincts of 2024 and checking out New York Times' very new map. But apparently, what you got to know about New York Times is they're very, very, very greedy. And because I have not purchased anything at all from New York Times, despite offering me free content to view, they're stubbornly refusing to let me into this article. They're saying, I need to subscribe for $1 a week. And I'm saying, no, I don't care if it's $1. I'm not giving a single dime to this far left Marxist network that is obviously taking this pretty easily. Their massive defeat for Kamala Harris, they made a whole precinct map displaying it, but still, I'm not giving you a dime. I'm not giving you any money. Instead, I'll say, you know what? I'll use Wikipedia. In fact, unlike New York Times, Wikipedia has a complete view of the 2024 presidential election by precinct. We'll start from there. So, first thing we gotta know, 2024 was massive. Kamala Harris couldn't gain a single county. She couldn't expand the map for Democrats. Instead, Republicans enclosed into the map, preventing Democrats from, expanding more, making more gains in Texas, making more gains in Florida, North Carolina, in all these states that they claimed Biden did so great in. But Donald Trump, as we knew, bested Harris and obviously prevented her from gaining more ground, obviously, and kind of expanding the Democrat margins there. So what exactly happened? We know, obviously, that in regards to the said maps of 2024, we'll see here, we have, of course, this is the trend. You'll see a lot of trend in blue. This isn't the swing, if you can clearly tell. But you have areas like the swing. Now, you'll see some blue counties, but they're mostly in red states. Counties in, for instance, the Florida, very big counties, like, you could say, big states like New York. Oh, look at California. Bright red. Bright red. Look at, it's just trending right aggressively. Texas, southern Texas, bright red. Florida, bright red, mainly in southern Florida, where the Cubans are. Massachusetts is bright red. You're seeing, also Illinois. There's some blue here, but mostly in the Chicago area, bright red. So today we're mainly we're not talking about counties, and we usually talk about counties, but when it comes to looking at inside these states, but we're actually going inside the counties. We're talking about precincts, more so inside the cities, because, believe it or not, there are many different results in these said counties. So let's go ahead and talk about the first result. And the first one I want to talk about is going to be, I want to talk about Georgia first. Mainly because basically, look at this new map. Look at this. I just love this picture. This is Donald Trump's inauguration photo, and he's obviously going to get a new one. I don't know if this is actually going to be the photo, but this is going to be this is the 2017 portrait. There will be a new portrait, Grover, like there was it for Grover Cleveland. And it just warms my heart. Congratulations, President Trump. They should update that too. There is no need to have that old photo up there. So looking here, you'll see precinct wise. You'll see Democrats did gain in regards to the Georgia area. You'll see in Fulton County, you got the precinct like Cobb. I want to also take a look at Cobb County. Also, we can take a look at the map if there's a trending map in regards to that. Yeah, Cobb County, furthermore, went to the left. So did Douglas and Newton. And this, of course, really did impact Kamala Harris over there. But I want to obviously take the map from 2020 and really compare the precinct map from 2020, 2024. So yes, you'll see no real change. Although 2024, you'll see a community right over here. I believe it's in Cobb. That went for Kamala Harris. I don't matter yet. I cannot promise, but Dave Leap's election atlas just might have actually a map of Georgia. But we'll go ahead and see election atlas and basically looking inside each county. I know Minnesota has one. I know Wisconsin has one. Vermont and all these New England states, obviously, because. And we can take a look at those cities like in Wikipedia, but I don't know about Georgia, and it's likely not. Nope. I was wrong. Okay. But you can clearly see Cobb, 56%. 56.4%, almost going in solidly for Kamala Harris. This is a concern, and this is probably, Douglas County, too, would almost go to 70%, not 65%. This used to be a Republican stronghold, by the way. So, probably one of Kamala Harris's best moments was in Georgia, and I know this is supposed to be a rebuttal of Democrats, but obviously there are some signs of concerns for these said Republicans as well. But take Georgia is one of them. You have the Atlanta metro going further left. You also got these communities here. So taking a look here, you have these constituencies in Newton County. I know New York Times would give us a much better map, like you can actually zoom in. But these two constituencies, they flipped to Kamala Harris. So yes, in ways that, Kamala Harris did well when it comes to momentum, getting more African-American women, because that's really what it is. Kamala Harris did good by precincts. She flipped precincts, but she couldn't flip counties. She could flip towns and cities, but she could not flip counties. That's just the thing. She could not flip counties and states, which has more and more people. Keep in mind, you also got this is 2020. Donald Trump gained that community. That county was initially tied between Biden and Trump. But furthermore, solid margins over here. Very dark red map. Although, yes, remember, Trump gained very well in the countryside. You'll see a little more lighter red in northern Georgia. Yeah, now you got constituencies going more in the 90% range. Take a look over here, southern Georgia. This is the biggest part. Around Florida, boom, you got this part of southern Texas. Southern Georgia. I keep saying southern Texas. Southern Georgia. It's now going furthermore to the right. Here you'll see. Let's take a look at the Black Belt. See if there's any Black Belt communities. Not really. You'll see it's mainly the African American areas, like right here. They're solidly Democrat in ways they actually got furthermore left. This is 2020. And I want to believe this is a constituency. This is a part of Taliaferro County, and that is a big African-American county. Take a look at Taliaferro County. It's now light red in 2024. Now, Trump was making very good gains in these rural areas that do have a lot of people, but Republicans should consider and really be concerned about the Atlanta metro. They are continuously moving further to the left. And that is a great concern. If Republicans want to win Georgia in 2028, I have doubts on that. I'm going to be completely honest, and I'm going to say, on this conservative channel, I have doubts that Georgia will go right. It does really depend on the candidate, but just take a look at the Atlanta metro and the way it goes. It could work out like that. This is 2024. This area didn't vote. That area swiftly went to Donald Trump. But that concludes Georgia. Let's take a look at California. Republicans do have better news in California, another blue state. California will not go. Actually, hang on. I don't think we have a precinct map. Darn it. Do we have a precinct map? Okay, we do have a map on trends. You'll see a very, very bright red, except for this county right up here. But what I think we do have is a map. Let's go ahead and see if there's a California city map. Let's go ahead. And even if they don't, we can just talk about the counties. Darn it. I was actually really hoping maybe 2020. Can we see? Even 2020 would be neat because we can compare and contrast Riverside County. Nope. I mean, there's less of that too, but you'll see. This is the trend. Imperial. You got this county right here, San Juan County. We can actually take a look at the California map here. Yes, this map, this county went to Trump. Take a look at the 2020 map. Okay, 2020, this county was solid. Pretty good for Biden. 55.6%. That was because of Hispanic voters. They were all in for Biden. They were riding with Biden. Even with counties like San Bernardino, 54.2%. Riverside, 53%. These are Hispanic communities. And even Republican areas like Kern, Tulare, and Kings, they're below 55%, meaning that they are technically vulnerable to the Democrat sweep in 2020. That wasn't the case, though. And Inyo County was technically compatible. It still is. It didn't really go that much for Donald Trump as we hoped it would. It was pretty close in Inyo County. But Donald Trump flipped every Hispanic county in the state of California except Los Angeles. And I exclude Los Angeles because Los Angeles, the Hispanic community isn't what makes that county blue. It's because of the secular leftist nature there. They have Hollywood, the Hollywood actresses, the students, because they have Los Angeles University, many universities. That's what keeps it blue, okay? Yeah, Hispanics are an indication. They're an ingredient of what keeps it blue. But Hispanics, they're going to the right. We obviously know this because we have counties like Riverside County, 49% for Trump. Imperial County, 49% for Trump for the very first time. Huge sweep. While Imperial County was 61% for Biden. Interesting. You got San Bernardino, 49%. Inyo County, 49% for Trump. You got San Joaquin County, 48% for Trump. You got Stanislaus County, 53% for Trump. Merced County, 50%. Fresno, 50% for Trump. And keep in mind, this has a big city. Fresno, California is a pretty big city. Pointing them, and I want to believe Kern is somewhat Hispanic, but there are all these Hispanic counties. I don't know, but yeah, you got to take a look at the map. They all went to Trump. Take a look at Texas now. Maybe there will be a map in Texas. I don't know, but we can take a look at Texas. That's our next map. Hopefully, there's a community map. You got that famous portrait. No, there isn't. No, we got lucky with Georgia. But yes, you'll see Hispanic, very Hispanic South went to Trump aggressively. And a lot of people, I've ran into people thinking, oh, the illegal immigrants are there. No, they're not. Because if the illegal immigrants were there, they would have voted deep blue. But obviously, the southern Hispanic community in Texas, they resent this illegal immigration narrative from MSNBC and CNN and all their left-wing props. They resent this. They are against this. They said, no, we stand with Donald J. Trump on his beliefs when it comes to on his rhetoric, quote, which is common sense on illegal immigration. And when you have Democrats saying, oh, it's okay, no one's above the law, but illegal immigrants, when you're not from here, you're above the law. You guys, you're not from here. You're not an American citizen, so therefore, why should you follow the law? This is the argument that they're not making, but a lot of people are thinking, yeah, this is basically probably when you're arguing when you refuse to lock up illegal immigrants that enter the country. So yes, obviously, huge indications that Americans are in favor of mass deportations. I don't care. You can deport the whole entire family. We've made that case. We are not supporting the idea that we should separate families and base and have the kids live here because they were born here and have the parents go home. We're against that. No, we're just going to have the kids go with. And it doesn't matter. The left still boo-hoo, whine, and cries about it. But obviously, the ones that are saying this is actually good, this is actually fair, this is the Southern Hispanic community. The Mexicans, Mexican Americans in the Southern Texas area. You'll see a huge difference. You have Star. I want to believe. Is it Star? There's Webb County. Is it Webb? I think it's Webb County, but whatever county it's called. We can actually take a look where we can actually point out those counties in Texas. And keep in mind, we're trying to talk about precincts, but it's very hard to talk about precincts when they don't offer us the precincts. That's why we're looking at Election Atlas, Dave Leap's Election Atlas, which does give you, in some states, very few states, an opportunity to look inside the state and see how they voted. I appreciate that, but I doubt it. It's a very tiny chance. This is Webb, okay? Good performance for Donald Trump. No, they do not give us the opportunity to go into that state. Bummer. Oh, we do wish, though. But Minnesota, we'll take a look at Minnesota later. But they do give that opportunity. But taking a look here, Zavala Dimmitt, a very weird name. But let's see, the counties that went 60% for Biden, though the counties, Zavala and Dimmitt counties, they went aggressive. So Zavala, I want to believe, is the most pro-Harris in the southern Texas area. Zavala, and that's a county that went to Biden aggressively. Dimmitt County almost went to Trump, and I think maybe if we put more energy in there, we could possibly win it. There's also Jim Hogg and Brooks County. Those counties, they didn't go 60% for Biden, but they hanged on. Webb County, and this is probably where areas like Eagle Pass, I don't know, is it called Eagle Pass? Eagle Pass. This is probably the border community. Yes, it is the border community. It's where the wall is. But that's not in Webb. This is actually in Maverick County. And Maverick has made a transition to the right. 59%. A solid win for Donald Trump in this pro-Biden county. You'll see it voted for Biden. Other counties that voted for Biden, voted for Trump aggressively, is Starr County. Not as big. It's the most Hispanic county in the United States. And it's going for Trump by 57%. A solid win. You got Hidalgo County, and this is Hidalgo County, 51%. Kennedy County, a county that voted for Trump in 2020, 72% for him. You got Webb, yes, 50%. That's a good win there. Duval, 54%. We're taking a look at these Biden counties. Maverick was, obviously, Biden couldn't win Zapata. Zapata is gone. It's 61%, although it did vote. It votes Democrat a couple times because of low turnout. But most of the state is aggressively Republican. You got Starr, Hidalgo. You got those areas. You got Harris County also. This is an iconic one. Harris County, 51.9%. We could have won this county. It's this state county, obviously. We could have won this county. It's in range. It voted Republican once in that one election, the down ballot race. It's a county that sometimes very rarely votes Republican, but it has a high Republican registration there. 68%. Travis County is a lost cause. 59% for Dallas. I mean, if we run up the numbers there and keep those counties from you, as you should know, like voting aggressively for future Democrats, then we will probably carry Texas as a solid margin. But look at Bexar County, 54%. So we talked a lot. I mean, we had a good transition, but we got to talk about Minnesota. A lot of people say, "Oh, Minnesota has a possible chance in flipping Republican." Well, Although, yes, Minnesota went from being a 7-point Democrat win to the 4-point Democrat win. Yes, but I'm concerned. Because from my native state, looking at these communities, I am seeing Democrat gains. Take a look at Hennepin County. Okay, this is a county where, for the very first time in years, I think it's in history, has the county ever voted over 70% in 2020 for Democrats. That was historic. And we saw the signs. Definitely. And in 2022, it voted for Walz 70%. That's indicated his solid victory in the state. But taking a look at the county now, it voted for Harris 69.8%, 80%. That's almost 70%, guys. Don't get me wrong. Let's see. This is wrong. This is okay. Oh yeah, I thought this was on Hennepin County. Yes, 70%. Okay, it barely went to the right by 1 point. And what changed? Well, despite this, Harris gained a city. In 2020, Trump kept the very suburban and rural city of Dayton, Minnesota, red. It has been a Republican stronghold for years. But despite people, I thought this surprised me. This city went to Harris. Okay? Republicans also hoped to retake cities that Trump won in 2016. Example, Medina, Minnesota, and Orono, Minnesota. They failed at this, and I knew they would, because I'm not saying as usual, quote, quote, but these cities, these communities, this is the 2024 region. Republicans gained some. Oh yeah, Medina. Take a look here. 3 point for Biden, and then we go from 3 points to 5 points for Harris. This is a rural community. No one lives here. Well, that's because people from Minneapolis and St. Paul, they're expanding west. And why am I concerned? Oh, they're in the same county, though. Why does that matter? They move around. It's still going to be the same numbers. Well, that's not the point, guys. The point is they're moving west. What's west? Scott County, Minnesota is west. Carver County, Minnesota is west. Okay? Those two communities, they are west. They are western communities in Minnesota. Okay? This is obviously the 2020 map. Take a look at 2016 now. I'm stepping our toes back into the past. But you'll see this is the 2016 map. Hennepin County, 63%. Wow. Look at this map. You'll see Republicans held Medina by 10 points. Orono, 9 points. And it's not because, Trump bad. Trump's taking over Trump's losing rural areas because Trump bad. No, it's because these Minneapolis and very rural Hennepin County people, they're urban, they're moving at a mass, and you'll see Dayton's 55% for Trump, 34% for Democrats. You'll see we're losing so much in Hennepin County. They're going west because maybe they're escaping crime. But they're so dense and stupid that they don't realize that the reason why crime's bad is because of their beliefs, because of their Democrat far-left beliefs. That, Black lives matter. They do. But you're giving the BLM the right and the right of way to riot and loot. You're willing to give the knee, even though that they are, of course, burning things down, killing police officers, pepper spraying people in the eyes for no reason because they're white. That's really what it is. But I dare not say that, or you're a racist. You'll see Republicans, they had a chance in Maple Grove, that city. Let's take a look at that city in 2024. What's that city in 2024, you may ask? That city has become 56%. for Harris. And it's not 60%. But the point is, Republicans are losing ground in Hennepin County. They're going west at mass. And I was supposed to look at 2016. I'm supposed to take a look at Carver County, my county of residence. I'm, of course, not going to share the city I live in due to privacy, but I'm willing to share this county I live in. It's Carver County. You'll see very suburban county. This area is suburban, but this area is very rural, although cities like Waconia has a lot of people. At the time, 56,000 people, 6,000 people lived there, but now it's 13,000, tripling. Why? People are going westward. You got communities. Yes, Chanhassen, 56%. This was a community that voted against Obama twice and voted for Bush solidly. And it's communities like Chanhassen, Chaska, Waconia. Those communities is what determines the future of the county, Carver County. It's a bellwether. And if Republicans lose this county, they're losing the whole election. That's how it goes. It's a bellwether. It doesn't predict elections, no, but it will tell you if Democrats win it, you know Republicans are done. Period. Period. If they win this, they're done. A county that never voted Democrat since 1932. If they lose this, they don't have the county history, but if they lose this community, this county, they're done. They're done. Oh, it's over. Chaska was a Trump city. What's Chaska, Minnesota right now? Chaska, Minnesota, very suburban, has grown. I'm willing to share that I used to reside in Chaska. It's a very populated city. I don't anymore. But it was and when I lived in Chaska, Minnesota, they don't have a map. Okay, yes, they do. Duh, because it's a city. But yes, 52% for Harris. 44%. Take a look here. Chanhassen, double digits for Harris. Okay, the point is they're making inroads and expansion. Republicans we can actually go ahead and take a look at the 2016 map. But I was going to share about what Chaska used to be when I lived there 10 years ago. I lived in Chaska in my youth. It was a very Republican city. It was very rural. No businesses, really. But when I left Chaska, that's when everyone started to come. And I'm not saying that minority groups are bad, but I'm just saying that by fact, minority groups began to decay. That helped indicate the city going left. And that's, of course, not a bad thing. We support people living everywhere, but we got to remember the consequences. Okay, people are starting to come here. What's this going to leave? And that's why Republicans need to focus in these suburbs. Take a look at Hennepin County by margin. I mean, Carver, because that is an important community. Okay, yeah, you'll see it's all the way up here. It's the 10th, 13 points. What is Carver County, Minnesota right now? 13 points. Biden almost won that county. It with below 5 points. 4.88, almost 5 points. 2024, it barely shifts to the right. Right here. 55.37%. That concerns me. Barely. And I've been seeing not that much Trump signs because ideally people are afraid to put their Trump signs up. But now, even now, I have a hard time seeing... I've been seeing Trump people walking around with their hats, but not yard signs. I think people have a different view a different feeling when they put on their hat. It's not like they don't know who you are. They don't know where you live. They don't know your personal information. They just know that you're a dude that loves Trump and you're wearing a hat. They don't know your name. Now, if you have Trump merchandise by your yard, and there's a lot of people that have Trump merchandise by their yard, but they're taking the risk that some Trump TDS idiot would light your house on fire or perform an act of violence against you. They're taking that risk. Take a look at another community that Republicans absolutely need to win is Scott County, okay? Scott County is another county, just like, you'll see, look at this. Trump carried every single city. Shakopee, Minnesota has 40,000 people. That is much more than Tim Walz's city of Mankato, which obviously is the college city that he comes from. Old Mankato Tim. That's the guy he identified. That's the city where he comes from. He calls himself Old Mankato Tim, the guy that lives in a cabin and likes to fish, and he's all that. He the guy, nice guy you can have a sip of beer with at a bar. That's obviously not what happened with Tim Walz, but you're saying Shakopee, Minnesota, his community. 3 points for Trump. What's it like now? Well, yeah, this is 2020 now. You'll see for Carver County. Not only that, Chaska, 52. And also, I thought we could flip Carver, which is also a big Trump community. We'll return to Scott, but we forgot about the two other cities. Carver, 9 points for Trump. 8 years later, 3 points. Yeah, it's a rural community. That's the thing. They're entering into rural areas, guys. Even Waconia. Rural, but suburban. Victoria. They haven't taken over it yet, but Klobuchar won this city easily. And obviously, she won Waconia. But she carried the county handily. But I'm just saying Carver. A Trump plus 9 went to a Harris plus 3. Trump plus 3... the Trump plus 3 city of Chaska became a Harris plus 7. Concern? They are going west. They're going into these counties that Republicans absolutely need in order to win. If they lose Scott too, Scott County, solid Republican. Oh, not even solid. You'll see 53% to 37%. This is a double-digit lead. Looking at Scott now, Shakopee, Minnesota, 51%, 46% for Harris. It was better than what I thought it was. Let's give it to that. But 2020 was an alarm. 2020 was a big alarm. Let's take a look at 2020 in Scott. Yeah, Scott County, 52 to 44%. There was a lot of gain when it came to Shakopee, Minnesota, but it's now a Democrat city. Savage. Former Republican city is tripling, very diverse, lots of youth, young college students, lots of women now. And I'm just telling you, if they take over Prior Lake, it's over. Prior Lake's a very big conservative city. It's 51%. It's not a lot. But you also got cities like Jordan and Belle Plaine and these areas. Also, what benefits Republicans here is there's a lot of German Catholics. It's the most German Catholic, it's the second most German Catholic county in Minnesota. It's where Catholics have a majority in Scott County. And I'm telling you, with more Catholics going to the Republican Party, Republicans have a good chance of keeping this county. They absolutely do. And if you need help being left out, that's a good chance that, yes, this is probably why Republicans won this county by 8 points. They gained much more than Carver. You also got communities like Stearns County. Let's take a look at Stearns, and then we'll move on. 60%. This is great. 60%. I'm telling you, it's the Catholics. This county went to like the 50% said for Trump, like a 10-point margin. Now it's 60%. St. Cloud, Minnesota, big population, 50,000 people. Huge. Biden, 52%. This is the 2020 result. Let's take a look at 2024 in that said county. There was gains, 62%. Okay, Trump. This is the city of Waite Park. Okay, Biden won the city barely, but that city went to Trump by over 5 points. It is a suburb of St. Cloud, a big city, right? Like I like to say, Harris barely won in that city. 59% to 48%, guys. Trump held a huge rally in the city. J.D. Vance visited the city just weeks before Joe Biden dropped out. If you guys remember the St. Cloud rally. That really helped the turnout there. And it's smart to target a county like Stearns, because Stearns is like the 6th biggest county in the state because of St. Cloud and these suburbs over here. It is the biggest Catholic county in the state of Minnesota. There are only 2 counties that are majority Catholic in the state of Minnesota, and that is Scott and Stearns. Both start with the letter S. They have been historically inherited by German Catholics. Stearns is special because they have Bohemian and Polish, Irish, all these Catholics. Scott has some Irish Catholics, but not as much as Stearns. But if Republicans ramp up the numbers in those 2 counties, they're going to possibly filibuster the possible leftward shift that Democrats are trying to gain in Scott and Carver County. Wright County could be vulnerable, but Wright County has historically, like, take a look at St. Michael, Minnesota. 18,000 people. It's a huge suburban community, but it's solid Republican, because I'm going to believe this is a Catholic city. It is named St. Michael for a reason. This is a huge Catholic city that's very pro-Trump. Wright County is not majority Catholic, but it's pretty close. And for all those who do not like Catholics, I respect your opinion, but you got to depend on the Catholics. We need the Catholics, guys, because this abortion issue, the issue of abortion, this is why Republicans need to remain more pro-life. They can't go to this, we're neutral on this issue. No, because that's going to drive the Catholics away. We need the Catholics. The Catholics are driving to the Republican Party in droves because of this issue. They want pro-life policies. And although, yes, Republican Party needs to be careful on their stances on abortion, because that could drove away more women, they need to be more pro-life. They need to call out the 9-month abortion thing. They need to advocate for, hey, look, we cannot force people. We got to eliminate this 9-month abortion policy. It's unethical. It's inhumane. So take a look at St. Michael and how it voted in 2024. Take a look here. You'll see St. Michael. Yeah, it didn't gain much. 59%. And then again, being a suburban community, it's not going to go 70% or something like that. It has a ceiling. But there are also communities like Otsego, right over here. And Albertville, 60%. I know I'm talking a lot. But those communities, 60% going in for said Trump. I have a lot to talk about my state. I understand that, and you're probably wanting me to move on. There's nothing much to move on to. But Minnesota is an indicator, because a lot of people say, oh, Vance will win this state. Oh, some other Republican will win the state. No, I doubt it, because they're not winning the state if the liberal Western expansion keeps going, period. And I am going to make a long 10-minute, 15-minute segment in this video to make it clear to people. Stop. You also got Olmsted County, former Republican Party, went to the left. You got Anoka. Good news, Republicans make good gains in this county, especially. Then again, German Catholics. Not very Catholic majority, but they did make a difference. Take a look at this Anoka. This went 4 points for Donald J. Trump. Although Trump won this county by 1.5 points. Biden really thought he would win this county, and I did too. This county went to Tim Walz in 2018 by a good margin. It surprised everyone, even in the Twin Cities, to see it go Trump, because this community, you got this part is a part of Ilhan Omar's district. A lot of people said, oh, it's this antenna area that would give the county to Biden. It didn't work. And in fact, Trump was gaining. You have Blaine. It's a huge city. It has a Republican mayor. It's a 70,000. I'm telling you, if Republicans lose the city too, they're done. I mean, they're so privileged to have this city barely go Democrat. We need to make inroads in this city. Blaine, Minnesota. This city almost went to Trump, 49.3%. Total vote, 40,000 people. This is a community with 70, now 80,000 people as a Republican mayor. I want to believe he's America First. I doubt it. Probably establishment. I'm just saying things. But yes, it is a competitive community. If Republicans lose this city, it's done. Anoka County's done. It's now a part of Dakota and Washington counties, which used to be counties that voted for Bush twice, it'll become one of them. Now voting for Democrats by over double-digit margins. So I'm making an urgent message. Yes, this city is what's keeping this county red. It's going blue, but not as much as the Democrats need for the county to go for them. So why is Anoka County being so red? It's because of the countryside, first off, and another thing is Minnesota. Now, if the countryside's not enough for the county to go red by itself, they need votes from Anoka, which was also pretty close. They need votes from Blaine, and that's what they got. And as a result, Donald Trump almost won the county by 5. But I'm sure you want me to move on, and I'm going to move on to the last state we're talking about, and that is Wisconsin. And Wisconsin, even I thought Wisconsin would go more to the right, much more than Michigan, much more than Pennsylvania, but they surprised us. I absolutely did, and I might want to squish Pennsylvania. This will be a long video, and I hope it's worth it. But yes, you'll see trends. Yes, precincts. We can actually look at the precincts because we're done looking at 2016, 20. Okay. See if there's a precinct map for 2024. There is a precinct map here, so you'll see Dane County's entirely. We can actually look at 2024. Dane County, look at this. Okay, hang on. Nope. I was wrong. Right here. This is 2020. Yes, Dane County. All this is rural, guys. Dane County. This is Madison. All these are rural communities. These are, it says town, but they're actually townships. These are rural communities. 737 Perry is like 65% Democrat. Why? It's not because of the college communities. It's just because there are other reasons why. You also have Greene County. For some reason, it's so rural. No one lives here. 10,000, 20,000 people in total. No one lives here, and it's Democrat. 3% for Biden. Trump barrel almost. Well, I actually thought this county would go for Trump. I didn't predict it, but the couple days following into the election, I'm like, oh yeah, this county's going for Trump, but it didn't. People there, I just ancestral Democrats. Dane County. It could be because of college students, but it's also because maybe college students are leaving over into the countryside over here. Yeah. Vienna Township, barely for Trump. Dane, 56% for Trump. It's ridiculous. All this red isn't Republican, it is Democrat. So Dane, you took a look at why Dane is so blue. Take a look at Dorr, okay? Dorr County. Yes, the peninsula, very blue, and that's probably what keeps the county Democrat, and they don't have a display there. But yes, you'll see blue here. Lots of blue. That's Dane County. And of course, there's Milwaukee. Over here. The peninsula right here. Very Democrat. I don't know why. Lots of labor unions. And that could be because the case in rural Dane County. There's probably a lot of labor unions there. There you go. Precinct results. There we go. Comparing the results in Wisconsin, you can clearly see. Look at here. Okay, this is 2020. Republicans did make inroads in Dane. Okay? They expanded in different directions, but not as much as they wished. Okay? Yes, you got Democrat cities in Greene County. Dorr. What changed in Dorr? I'll tell you what changed in Dorr. Democrats gained in Dorr. Why? Because it's becoming like a Lake County, Minnesota. And that's another county we could have talked about, but this video is long enough. This community right here, you'll see these townships going for Harris. Former Trump counties. This is why Harris ended up carrying the county. Got these Sturgeon, I want to believe it's Sturgeon Lake or something like that. Sturgeon Bay. Furthermore, went to Harris. What about Green Bay? Let's see how Greene County voted. Greene, a Republican city, it remains that way. Green, this is 53%. We can't necessarily see how Green voted this time around. But it's a Democrat city. Green Bay, 53%. It's about the same amount as St. Cloud, Minnesota, although Green has a lot of people. I mean, I talk about Green Bay, as in Green Bay County, a lot of people. Change? A little. Actually, the southern area. Take a look at the southern strip. A little bit more bluer. Okay? So, this is part of the reason why Trump didn't really do as expectationally well in Wisconsin. Polls were so-called right in Wisconsin to the point where Trump wouldn't gain so much in Wisconsin as we thought he would. It's because of areas like Brown County. Areas down here, more bluer. Republicans did make inroads in these rural areas in Dane. Dane's still incredibly very blue. Like these areas, like Dane Township, Vienna Township, Vienna right here, I can tell 40%. Now it's gained more for Republicans. Okay. But that is Wisconsin. We can talk about Wisconsin. We could actually go on and on and on. I'm actually going to see if we can make this an hour, because we could go on and on and on and on about it. Let's talk about Michigan, and if we don't get through them all, it's fine. It's absolutely fine. Is there any projection in Michigan? Okay. Look at this. You'll see Kent. Yeah, they don't have the maps out. Maybe they have a map. Do they have a map of 2020? Because 2020 would be good too. Okay, they do. They do. This is Grand Rapids, 69%. Obviously, we know Grand Rapids is becoming more liberal. That, of course, is making Kent County go left. I really do wish we could have... Let's see if there's a precinct map for 2024. Is there a precinct? Yes, there is. Thank you. Well, Trump did make inroads in the Wayne County, Macomb County, of course, the Oakland County area when it comes to those. So this is 2020, okay? Take a look at that area. You'll see, look at this. Down here in central, that's center Wayne County. You'll see a lot of precincts went red. That really put a dent into the Harris and Democrat column. Continue to look at that. Right here. I'm looking at this area in Wayne. You can actually observe here Wayne County. You can actually look at, I want to see if there's Dearborn. This is Detroit. Dearborn, right here, 68% for Biden. And I just wish we could actually find. Maybe it actually went to Trump, but let's see. 68% for Biden. Dearborn, Michigan. We could see if there's a politics section. Okay, in the run-up to the 2024 presidential election, Mayor Abdullah Hamid refused to endorse President Joe Biden for re-election due to the government's position in the Israel-Hamas war. In the election within Dearborn, 42.48% of the voters voted for Trump. So Trump won the city. Amazing. Voted for Trump. 36.26% voted for Kamala Harris, and 18.37% voted for Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate. Trump became the first Republican to win the city since the 2000 presidential election. Okay, so it was won recently, but to see that change, you would think, nah, no way the Republican's gonna win this community of 100,000 people, 68% Democrats. He just did that. And you can actually see the community by precinct. Actually, bring that to the map. Look at that community. The light, yeah, it's very hard to see. If you have bad eyes, I simp for you. But yeah, look at this community in center Detroit. Red. That area went solid blue. Trump is making inroads in Michigan. It's just amazing. Although Trump was losing in Llano County, we knew he would. It was trending more left. But we got to talk about Pennsylvania, maybe Florida, and we'll be done. Although we could definitely talk about everything. But let's see if there's a community page on Pennsylvania. Do this in 10 minutes. Get rid of Eagle Pass. Okay, this is 2024. Let's take a look at Bucks. I mean, ideally, we gained a lot in Monroe. Let's take a look at Monroe. No actual map, but Monroe does have a map of 2020. So you'll see. These are our constituencies. Yeah, this is a city. So you see the township here. Very liberal. Even in Bucks. The area surrounding it. Liberal. Okay? We do not have actual real data. Maybe we do have a precinct map. And that would help us in the long run. Here's the 2024. We do not have a precinct map. Darn it. But I'm just saying, Bucks really did implicate things. You'll see this is a part of the metro. I wonder what it would look like that way. But yes, you'll see Trump clearly gained. Bucks 49.3. It was close there. 52. You'll see it. Wait, shifted way to the right. It went from being a Biden plus 52, 46. I don't necessarily know, but it went to the hands of Trump pretty quickly. So you got that community. Center. Yeah, it actually expanded for Harris. I'm telling you, it's the college. Actually, no, it didn't. It was closer, but it's still that Penn State is going to impact a lot of things. Let's see how Florida voted, and then we'll conclude our video. You probably knew that this video would be long because, it shows the time the video is by the thumbnail. By clicking on this video, it's an hour, and it still shows you that. But I doubt we will have actual. Now, I wish we did. We do not. But we just might have a map on the 2020 map. We'll see. No, we don't. Darn it. Okay. We thought that may have been the case. We did not luck out. But let's just see if here's the precinct. We actually take a look at Miami-Dade because that's a state that Republicans gained tons in. So take a look at this map here at Florida. Lots of blue here. Boom. It's gone. Like right over here, there's a blue wall right over here connecting to Broward County. And that blue wall, boom, just fragmented into little cities. Scattering little cities. There's also, you'll see this part is in Osceola. This community is in Osceola. Take a look at Orange. Republicans start to gain more in Orange. Although, 2020, Harris did get a precinct in Duval. Then again, Duval has become a new bellwether. Of course, a swing county, in other words, that Republicans need to keep an eye on. Jacksonville. Because Miami and Jacksonville have switched places, basically. But yes, this area, all these this area right here, African American, very African American. They're influenced by Georgia, Alabama. But this community that went 90% for Biden didn't vote. Everyone just left. Yeah, you'll see areas, the light red, they got more redder. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in regards to this video. And as always, I'll see you all in the next political episode.